Hello, this is Stephen Seifert. Welcome. It is Thursday, July 16th, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And this is Steve Teaches Steve a Tune. If you're a Dulcimer player, well, this is a chance to see me do something with a tune in the Dulcimer. It's not a workshop. It's not a concert. It's me trying to learn a new tune on the Dulcimer. And I'm going to listen to what you guys have to say a little bit. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and say something in the chat there. And let me know where you're from if you want. Hello, Linda Lloyd with the something. So what do we learn tonight? I've got an idea. I've got something I could do. I'm not sure I want to do it. So we got Melbourne, Florida. I've been there. I've been to Melbourne. Moondance. That's right. You might have mentioned that before. Somebody did. Virginia, Illinois, Tucson, California, Mars. Dave Dickey's from Mars. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they sent people out there, but maybe this COVID thing, we've ended up with some volunteers after all. Birmingham, Alabama, Indiana, North Carolina, Laverne, that would be my mother. And Linda says not far from Sherry and Joel and Guy, George. Texas, Virginia. I don't know, Jesse. I ought to check. I will check. So one idea on the table here is been mentioned is a Moondance. So here's the way this works: is I kind of play from memory what I know of the song, just a snippet of it to see what I think. The resources at my disposal. We can always look up a tune on YouTube or find the album and just listen to it. I have software that lets me slow it down, tune it up, change the key. So that's pretty handy when you're wanting to put it in a Dulcimer-friendly key. Also online, you've got sheet music sometimes, all kinds of stuff. So let's think about this Van Morrison Moondance. Interesting tune. Something like this. Let's see. Something like that. It's a marvelous night for a moon dance. With the down, down, down. Down, 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 down. My love, oh, baby, morning with you, my love. Yeah, let's think about this. It's so hard when you're picking a tune, man, because the first thing you hear in your head is the little voice that says no. But you can't trust that initial voice. So this one, of course, we're trying to come up with instrumental tunes. I'm not looking for tunes to sing. Although this one I could probably get away with singing. I'd have to learn how to sing a little better, get some vocal lessons online. That's doable. But could this work as an instrumental? So by singing the melody kind of and playing the chords, I realize it works here in E minor. Where else would it work? Well, you've got to have two minor chords back to back. So that's that E minor, F sharp minor. Where else do we have that? We got A minor, B minor. So I could do an A minor. You've also got B minor. What a wonderful night for Moondance. Now here's the advantage of B minor. There's this part in the song where it goes to a C sharp minor 7 flat 5 or C sharp diminished. And then it goes to a dominant 5 chord, which is an F sharp 7. And we don't have all the notes we need for that, but we probably have enough. Let me try the chords on that one real quick. I like B minor a little better because it gives me one of those fancy chords. I was wrong. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. Where else do we have a minor 7 flat 5? I really don't have it. I've got that in the key of E minor. Now I think B minor might be the way to go here. Plus, so you could either capo at 5 or you could leave the capo off. So how about melody now? Let's see how melody works. Now this is where sometimes I abandon a tune because I'll realize without the singing, without the lyrics, it's not. But you might abandon it too early and miss out on something really good. So let's hear what we got here. No, I think that could work. You know, there's some real nice things I could do bluesy, I think, with so you do the verse, and it's, you know, the chorus, it's so short, really. The cool thing might be the solo section. Let's try capo 5. If I've made it this far, that's a good sign. It doesn't mean it's worth doing. You know, and also sometimes I'll come up with something new, and it'll be kind of cool like this. It'll be just like this, where I'll think, you know, that kind of works. But then I just think, you know, it's not really, doesn't have enough oomph to it. Now, this is where it requires faith and time. It's kind of where you put it in an incubation holder and you just see what your brain comes up with. And usually that means putting it in front of an audience for a little bit and seeing how the audience handles it. The audience the fear they put in your heart and the appreciation they show can sometimes steer the tune in interesting ways, I think. Huh. It's almost like, here's the idea that often hits me. These tunes in their kind of plain format are almost like a blank canvas. And the blank canvas, what does that hold? And that's kind of a crazy idea. You'd think a blank canvas has nothing on it. But in some ways, a tune that works on the dulcimer, and it works plainly and simply, that is a blank canvas for all the things I might do to it the next bunch of years. And then at the end of those 5 years, somebody says, "Oh, I really like your version of Moondance," and but it's something you never would have believed in at first. So I'm letting you hear my thoughts on this. Now, the thing about the capo is it pretty much locks everything from the left out. You can do a little upper octave stuff here. And this is some of the things I think about. This song has a background in it that's constantly doing this. The legalist in me says, "Oh, well, you got to have that going the whole time." But no, you just need to have it sometimes, just enough to get the idea across. Let's see. Huh. If I have to arrange it to do on a concert stage, maybe I want to do a drone version, a partial chord version, and one that's just really clear as far as the chords go. That's cool. Huh. think it has possibilities. What if I move it? I mean, hey, I still haven't listened to the song yet. I still haven't looked up sheet music yet to see if I'm missing something. But the farther I can get before I do that, the more likely it's going to work. Let's see. Every time I do this, somebody sends me an email and it says, "Hey, that's all a little over my head. I want to remind you that it's over my head too, to some extent. So just remember, it's not a workshop. It's my workshop for me. Don't forget that." So if we do that in B minor without a capo, so the chords I need to have a B minor and a C sharp minor. The hard thing about that is I got to have a G sharp here, which I don't have. Unless I bend, that's not going so well. The nice thing is it's a half step bend. I could probably get better at a half step bend as opposed to a whole step bend. So it'd be a nice little show off. Sometimes it's nice to look for something in a tune that allows you to show off a little bit. Just one little thing, one little nugget in there. Dave says the B minor is nice because it's not a key people hear stuff in all that much, and that's true. It's the same key signature as D major. I think the reason you don't hear more of it is capo on up at 5. It's just it's got a high sound. I guess people aren't drawn to. Maybe, I'm not sure. I've done Ghost Riders in B minor. Have to keep going back to B. There's that B minor, and then it goes to this D, back to B minor. So I'm wondering if there's a way to have a Moondance like this. No guarantees with this video. And also I could do the thing where I pretend there's a capo. I think there's possibilities with it. I think there's possibilities. Thank you, Glenda. Have a good one. You can leave me running. I don't need babysit. It's the best part of my videos, probably. You can just let them run and go to sleep. Any thoughts on this one? Any thoughts on this one? Tell me what you think. You got to imagine some tunes stand alone really well. So, you can start the tune and end the tune, follow it with applause, hopefully, and it stands alone really well. Some tunes, not so much, which could be my fault or the tune's fault. When a tune doesn't stand so well on its own, you just make it part of a medley. And I feel like this one could be part of a medley. Tell me what you think about this thing. Now, what I've got here is another tune we could look at. Linda says, I'm liking it. Would not have thought of this particular tune, but it is working. You know, the singing would help a lot. I tend to only sing goofy songs. Like, I'm not going to sing some Bryan Adams love song. You know what I mean? Cynthia says, I like what you're doing. The middle part is a nice improv area to look at. Yeah, I think so. There's also this half singing idea I have sometimes where I could sing the first verse or the first half of the first verse or the first quarter of the first verse. And then somewhere near the end, just sing the chorus. So just a little bit of singing, but with a lot of playing. Yeah, I think the imagination does fill in stuff, Dave. All right, let's put that one on hold. I think I'm going to call that a success. What do I need to do next, really? Well, maybe I should do that real quick. I'm going to go online and let's see. Let's look it up real quick. All right. A Moondance lyrics. It's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. That's kind of fun. It's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance beneath the cover of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. And all the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. And all the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you? Yeah. I like it. All right, what's the next step? Oh my goodness. The next step is yeah, I like that idea, Linda. Like a scat. Now I'll admit to everybody, I know I listen to my fellow performers, and sometimes they sing, and you think, like Sarah Morgan, you think, man, that girl can sing. You know what I mean? And then other people I'll think, well, they kind of can sing. And then others you'll think they really not singing real well, right? Yet. Okay. Well, I'm not in the Sarah Morgan category. And if I sing something enough, I can get a little better. But the problem is, it's hard to know. You know what I should do as part of this very session right here is I should sign up for some vocal lessons, I think, man. Because I think this is not that hard a melody, and maybe this is one of the few tunes out there I could sing. And I also have this habit of kind of performing silly, so maybe that would work. So what would be needed at this point? Well, memorize the lyrics. I don't think I'm too far from that. And I could even bring them on stage with me. Sometimes I put them on the floor and nobody even knows they're there. I think playing backup and singing, I'm fine. It's playing the melody, and you've heard me do that 3-4 different ways. Here's what I could do with the looper pedal, and I can't do that right now. You know the solo in the middle of the song where there's no singing, it's just the chords and solos are happening. I think that's in this song. I don't even know. So I could just perform this song, no looper pedal needed. But on the verse chorus before the solo, I engage the looper pedal just so that it's recording. As soon as I hit the stop recording button, it starts looping that backup. So now I've got the backup from the singing going so that I can then play a solo over it. When I get to the end of the solo, I stop the looper pedal, I start playing the chords and sing again. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's it. That fits into my strategy of minimal looper pedals. Minimal looper pedaling. All right, I'm calling this a success. Is it done? Kind of. Because I kind of get the idea. I don't even know that I want to look into it anymore. I think my main job is to get the looper pedal going and to get the lyrics down and do a few bad performances of this. And then I'm ready to turn it into something or forget it. I got a second tune for you guys tonight. This one. Check this out. Let's see. Clair de Lune. Clair de Lune. What do you think of that? You know? Where's me? There I am. Clair de Lune. So I have a student who's asking about this, and we worked through the first 8 measures a little bit. We didn't get any further, but I'm wondering about this. So I want to walk you guys through the kind of thinking. Let's see. It won't let me make it any bigger. Maybe I can do it here. Hang on a second. Yeah, that's all right. Let me do this and then move it around a little bit. Yeah, that's the way to do it. All right, one moment, please. Thanks for hanging out with me in my workshop. So let's look at Clair de Lune. And you might be thinking, what is that? I don't even know how to say his name. Debussy? Is that how you say it? Claude Debussy? This is out of a fake book. Cool little fake book, by the way. Classical fake book, over 850 classical themes. I want you to know what I think about when somebody says, can we work up a Dulcimer version of a tune? So here's where I'm at, first of all. First thing I often think of is this something written roughly since 1925? The answer, I believe, is no. I think it was written before 1925. Of course, we can always look that up. So let's do that real quick. There's a moon. It's from a suite of tunes. Let's see. One of the composer's most famous works for the instrument, for the piano, began composing around 1890 and then released it in 1905. So that's a little later than I thought, but that works. So why is this an issue? Where's my full face talk? Where is it? Come on now. There you are. Number 4. Copyright is a thing. You know, some festivals you work at, they'll tell you you've got to do stuff that's in the public domain, which is roughly things before 1925 or so, whatever. That's very loose. I don't know the exact number, but sometimes you'll teach workshops where they'll tell you, make sure what you're teaching and handing out is public domain. So it's always a consideration. When I look at this tune, there's some things I need to think about. Next is, what key is this in? Well, this is in the key of C. I'm not going to be playing in the key of C on a mountain dulcimer. I could, though. I could tune down to C, G, C, but I'm most likely going to try to put this into a major key that works on the instrument. What's the key signature? No sharps, no flats. That means it could be C major, A minor. And if it's, you know, for this period of music, this could get really weird with notes I don't have. but I'm looking at the first chord and the last chord. It's a C major, so it's probably in the key of C major. Next, I'm going to look through the melody and see if I see any sharps or flats. Now, what struck me about this when I looked at it earlier was no sharps, no flats at all in the melody. And this is just part of a larger piece. So it's an excerpt. But that's kind of what I like to do on Dulcimer. You're not going to find something from this period that works on the Dulcimer, that doesn't have any sharps or flats in it. So right away, that's really encouraging, So I want to tell you about this next thing. I got to look through the chords and I got to see what's going to be asked of me. So first of all, if you see anything like, look at this in the upper left-hand corner. Let me go ahead and make sure I can write on the screen here. Yeah, right up here where it says C/E. That means a C major chord with an E note in the bass. I'm going to ignore anything that has a slash. Well, let me say it this way. Any chord that has a slash, I'll be ignoring that slash and anything that comes after it. I might try to work it in later, but we don't even have a bass. It's a Dulcimer. Kind of slash chords don't work so well in the mountain Dulcimer, I find. So that's just a C major. Now, this next thing is an F minor. So I'm using my knowledge of C major. Well, in C major, you have an F major. So this means it has a minor 4 chord. Where can I do that on the Dulcimer? And it's important on Clair to Lune if you don't know it. It's kind of an important part of how this theme kicks off. You need to have the 4th chord of the major key be minor. Where can you do that on Dulcimer? Well, in the key of D, let's look at this. You got to kind of bend the note. You can't do it in the key of D. Because normally it's a G major and you're looking for a G minor. And I can't really bend it, of course. What about the key of G major? You can't. No, there's no C minor. Okay. How about A major? You need a D minor. If you had a 1.5 fret, actually, you could probably do this in the key of A major, maybe. So that none of the normal major key places are going to let me do a minor 4 chord. If I look at E minor and make it major by using the 6.5, and then go to an A minor. Yeah, listen to this. And I could be wrong, but I think that's really the only place on the mountain Dulcimer where you get a major 1 chord and a minor 4 chord. Unfortunately, doing this tune here, I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to look at this. Yeah. Now, what's the third of an F minor chord? An A flat, and there's no call for A flats. I might see about doing this in E later, but right now I want to go for the more obvious choice, I think, of D major. And what I'm going to do on this F minor is I'm going to fake it. And I think I can fake it somewhat successfully. So, next thing to talk to you about, I'm going to look through any other weird chords. D minor. I'm looking for things that aren't normally in the key of C. Like right here is an E7 with a G sharp in the bass. I'm going to ignore the G sharp in the bass. I can do an E7 equivalent. So you should know this. I'm thinking of doing this in D major, but this is written in C major. So every chord symbol, I'm going to have to transpose up a whole step. That's 2 half steps. I'm also going to have to do that to every melody note. So E7 is actually going to become an F sharp 7, which I can kind of do with like a 2-2-1 or something. Same thing from Moondance, by the way. So I'm looking through the second line. Now I'm going through the third line. I'm looking for chords that are going to be a problem. All right, here's one. Look at this. The second to last line at the beginning, A flat diminished 7 in the key of C. Well, in the key of D, I got to take that up a whole step. So that's going to be like a B flat diminished 7. What's a B flat diminished 7? It's a B flat, D flat, E, G. Well, I don't have a B flat, but I do have a D flat, E, G. So I can play the flat 3, 5. Well, I can play the third, fifth, and 7 of this chord. So that's interesting. And really, and remember, I'm not going to explain everything. If you guys got questions, I'll totally explain, but make sure you ask. These two chords, are they so different from each other? Let's see. Because a B minor 7 flat 5 is a B, D, F. A B minor 7, B, D, F, A. B, D, F, A. This A flat diminished 7, I was saying I could do a D, F, A. Is that right? Am I screwing up? Wait a minute. A flat, B, D, F. Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. Even though these look like two different chords, I can put an equivalent diminished chord in both of their places. And in the key of D, that'll be a C sharp diminished. All right. And if you're thinking, what is all that? Remember, it's my workshop. It's just the tools I use. The last line has got an A minor 7 flat 5 in it. That's interesting. So in the key of D, that'd be a B minor 7 flat 5. Which is a weird chord that's not normally found in the key, but I could play a root third 7, leave out the flat 5. It'll probably work. Okay. Let me see if you guys are talking up a storm or anything. Let me just get back to the chat here. Let me see what's going on. Somebody said more of the Willie category. Let's see. I'd like to hear Willie Nelson do it. I don't know if that's what you meant. Melinda's saying that should work. Don't overthink it. Let me tell you about me. I used to have people tell me all the time, you think too much. And then I started to watch them and I started to think, I don't think they're thinking enough. So I never know where I'm at in that spectrum. I just know I'm a lot dumber than I think. That's about all I know. CGC, that's right, Dave. If I wanted to do it in C. There's a lot missing indeed. There really isn't. There's not. I think, maybe. Hello, Ellen. Oh, the Willie category. I get it, Linda. Oh, that's good. Jamie says, listening to you now just confirms I did the right thing by signing up for your music theory class starting next month. So I just announced that today. It's on stevenseifert.com. If you're a Mountain Dulcimer to Z.com subscriber, you save 20%. What a deal. But I want to teach theory. It'll be 2 hours a week for 4 weeks. You don't have to get these, but it works best if you have some kind of keyboard instrument, even a cheap one. And I give advice on how to find one of those. A cardboard chromatic you can get from Folkcraft for under $100. And then your regular dulcimer. Now, you don't have to have any of those, but my idea is to show you how each theory idea works on piano, then chromatic dulcimer, then finally regular. And I want you to practice making each new idea your own, not just giving you a tour of stuff I know. So check that out. Linda wants me to make sure you know it's Bill. Well, y'all got married, apparently. You're one and the same, right? Maybe. So, Dave, that's interesting. You were saying there's a lot of missed stuff. There is kind of a lot of missed stuff, but this tune, there's a little, it's kind of like a gift a little bit. I mean, if you look at these, the fact that there's, oh my goodness, where is it? That's weird. The fact that there are no, I don't even know what that is. No, let's see, where do I go? Back, come on. The fact that the melody has no sharps or flats, that's a gift, man. And the chords that I can't get, I can kind of get. So I feel like Clair to Lune is something that can happen. Now, what you're going to see me do here right now is I'm going to sight read this. And I wish you could see my hands too. Let me see if I really would like you to do that. Just give me a moment. Let me see if I can make that happen. I'm going to get rid of my face here. When in doubt, get rid of the face, right? Change this to a different camera. How about this one? There we go. Flip it around. Make it wider. Yeah, there we go. And let's zoom out a little bit. And I'm just going to see if I can just fit it down there like that. Let's see. One moment, please. Yeah, let's do that. Because you guys, I'm telling you, this tune works more than you might think. Now I need to take this and probably make that a little bit smaller. If you're wondering where I got the music, I've been buying stuff on Amazon lately. As a Kindle book. Let's just do the first 8 measures here. This is what I looked at earlier today. So the first thing I do is I sing poorly. And I'm going to go to the key of D. Every chord I see, I'm taking up 2 half steps. So every C becomes D. Every F minor becomes G minor. Every D minor becomes E minor. And I'm also doing the same thing with the notes. So if this first note's a G, I know to go up 2 half steps or a whole step to an A. And it's followed by an E, which is going to go up to an F sharp. First, I want to play through the chords. So this F minor, I don't have a B flat. I'm just going to do a 3-3-3. That's a G chord with no third, so it'll work. Yeah. Let's try again. Now, this is the part where I would lose people because I don't know what I'm doing exactly. But I'll tell you, I'll get better and better as I do it a little more. Look, it's in 9/8. What does that mean? Well, that means you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's 6. It means you have 9 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. Let me get my face back in here. Back by popular demand. That's not true. Let me just get a little bit down in here. There we go. So, sometimes just learning the rhythm to something is a challenge. And this is where I would listen to the original piece. And I encourage you to do that. Go listen to this theme. But I'm going to see if I can sing it poorly. And remember, I'm not a singer, but I'm trying to, if I can sing it poorly, I can probably play it better than that. Yeah. 1, 2. Ba-da. Yeah. Nope. Try again. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1. Da, da, Yeah, I can't do it. Hang on. I'm going to do it outside of time because I can't count right now and do this on a live stream. Yadam, yadadam, yadadam, yadam, yadadam. And then yada da 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 da, and then yada da 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 yada da yada da. Yeah, that's where I want to get with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's try that again. 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I got a little lost there. We'll try again. This is the kind of thing most performers, they don't want you to see this. This is painful. You know, you're feeling the pain. I am too. Back to the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. That's what I want to get through right here. Let me try again. The less I think about you, the better right now. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Yeah. 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. Nah. It's hard to transpose. You know what I mean? 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the part I'm wondering about. First line, 5th measure. I'm going to start off with a G chord, and I got to start with a B. Okay. 7, 8, 9. And then an A chord, and then this B minor. 9. I think I'm getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. That was wrong. No, it wasn't. That was pretty good. There it was. Yes. So for the second line, I got a B minor 7. I'm going to come down here to this B minor. So that calls for an E7. I'm going to do a whole step up from that. It's an F sharp. And this E here needs to actually be an F sharp. Okay. I think I'm going to get it this time. You watch. I wonder if anybody's still here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 1, 2, 9. Hold. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1. I messed that up again. From the beginning. 7, 8, 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. Now, that's all I've got. And will the next part work out? I think so. I'm trying to wrap this up before the top of the hour. So let me come back to where are we? There it is. Let me see what y'all got here. I like it a lot. Easy to play. Let's see. It depends how you look at that there, Ellen. This was like C-perception. Yeah. Karen says, oops, almost missed this. I know. I always put the time zone in, but you're either the kind of person that notices the time zone or you're not. I'm not the kind of person that notices the time zone. So we got 2 tunes here that I feel like I've made enough progress on. It gets me over the hump to think, I think it could go somewhere. Thank you, Mr. Roadstorm. So the 2 tunes in question, we've got, let's see. It's a marvelous night for a moon dance with a my love. And we worked through playing some this is what it's cool. This is a review for me, by the way, not for you. I really like when we capoed it 5. So I went 2 frets higher on the bass. I'm messing that up. We looked at playing, talked about using a loop pedal to maybe provide a little backup just for the solo. Taking the capo off has certainly got some nice advantages. And then secondly, this evening, what did we do? Clair de Lune, believe it or not. Woo, not that. This little sucker right here. So I guess these little shows I'm doing they're a little bit anticlimactic because it's like I tell you, hey, I think we've got a good promising tune here, and then of course you don't hear from it again. But that's the deal. That's what the workshop is a lot of times. Let me see what all you got here. Yes, Karen, I think it's a good one. Let's see. Dave says, I'd like to see something in a future episode that says, yeah, here it is, and I'm doing that for the public. So far, we haven't gotten. No, I'm never getting there, Dave. That's not why I play music. The public is something that has to happen. But if it's got to grow in the garden of my heart. But I know what you mean. I know. It's crazy. I'm being ornery. I think I have to manage the voices in my head. And right now I'm building a list of tunes. So you're right, Dave. Rain says, I picked Clair de Lune out a little an octave lower and nowhere near as complicated as what you're doing. Well, send me a video of that. Because I was doing yeah, I think you could do something there. That's true. That's a good point. I think there could be some lower octave stuff there. Dave says we got Baby Doll, the Peanuts theme, this moonwalk, and I'm missing. Yeah, I'm keeping a list, believe it or not. Growing in the garden of my heart. Oh, yes. David Schnoffer did something once. I walked in on him while he was bowing a regular dulcimer, and he was bowing the fire out of it. It sounded like a cross between a really hot fiddler and a dulcimer. Now, he had been doing slow stuff but he'd never done anything like that. I never did hear him do that on stage, by the way, or on recording. But what he did in that hotel room that night was I said, man, you should do that during the concert. And he looked at me and he said, that's for me. I don't know what he meant by that, but I never did hear him do it again. So, well, I'm going to call it a night, you guys. Thank you. I'm doing this every week now instead of every 2 weeks, and I just put this group of 4 on every Thursday night. Some people said the mornings were a little rough for them. Eventually, I don't know what I'll do, but I do want to try to do this every week for the foreseeable future. Thanks for hanging out. Please check out mountaindulcimer.com. And I just announced on my newsletter, if you don't get my newsletter, make sure you get on the mailing list at stevenseifert.com. But I've got this theory course coming up. I've got this crazy idea in 2 weeks called Steve Fest, where there's 10 75-minute workshops over a 2-day period, different levels, different topics. Go check that out. And also a 4-day intensive for some people who were hoping to meet me in person, and this gives them an option to do that online. So please go to stevenseifert.com, check out those new events, mountaindulcimer.com, $20 a month. You get all kinds of stuff. Linda says, are you going to record and post the theory lessons? I'm planning on it. Yes, Linda. Let's see. I have to work. Linda, you can call in sick. Maybe. But it'll be there. somehow. We'll figure it out. All right, you guys, thanks a lot, and I will see you next time. Adios.